the senior team. What do you make of them and how they have really dominated this year's competition?
Well, they of course are receiving significant financial backing from their owner, and it shows in terms of the level of commitment that he is, placed into the club. That not only are their senior team doing really well, but their academy is producing several talents capable of playing
At
with the
that top
first
level,
team.
yes.
Yes, as you mentioned, at that top level, the depth and the versatility is what really stands out, and it shows how far ahead they are of their competition week in week out in this competition.
I agree. I agree. I mean, the only team currently I can see, considering their academy also, is the Cavaliers team, which we saw earlier. Have a couple of star players in this academy for Cavaliers that could go on and do great things for the senior team.
Of course, and if we're talking about that, you have to mention Marley Williams, who won the Man
Oh,
of the Match award for his
of
performance
course, brilliant
in the
talent.
2-0 victory, scoring a late penalty in that victory over Harborview.
Brilliant talent indeed. And also sticking with Cavaliers, you know, a great achievement, um, able to host Inter Miami here at the National Stadium earlier this year. What do you make of the opportunity that brings to the youth setup and also the team itself?
So definitely a great opportunity for Jamaica as a whole. Not just, of course, the headline being Lionel Messi, arguably the greatest player to ever grace the sport, you know, coming to the country. There's Nugent with a
And a
shot.
shot!
Great save.
Brilliant save!
To hear Barnett.
Barnett stuck out a hand there just to prevent that from sneaking into the far corner.
Javier Coke is usually the one in goal for them, but he's starting today and already repaying his
Yes,
coach's faith.
yes, making use of his opportunity. Being a goalkeeper, these opportunities are rare. So to see him get the opportunity and coming up big for his team just now. Corner comes in.
Corner comes in. Almost dropped it, but he gets to that one. And as you mentioned, opportunities like this are rare for goalkeepers, so he'll have to take it today against opposition like this.
Yes. Opposition that they will be relentless if they feel like there's goals in this match.
There's Romy Henry. Scored a cracker of a goal against Harborview just a couple of weeks ago. Arguably the goal of the tournament.
I would agree.
Here's Byron. To Nugent.
Plays it to Nugent.
In the place
Comes
of
back to Byron. Still Byron. Just
muscled off the ball there by Nikolai Banton. And here's Jamon Lyle. Finds Falconer down the wing. Great pass.
takes it in his stride. Awaiting some help. But jump is there just in time to cut that one out. And Mount Pleasant will come forward with the ball.
Here's Nugent, currently joint top of the goal scoring standings with Tyreek Robinson. Here's Miguel Joseph.
Nugent couldn't take that one with him.
Kishinro finds Tyler out wide. Oh, lovely work by Kishinro to beat his defender.
Just overrun it at the end there to give Mount Pleasant the opportunity to close the door on him. A beautiful move though.
Definitely should have tried to get a shot away or a pass earlier, but lovely work, however, by Zaim.
both teams here believe in a position-based philosophy, so we should be in for a very good 90 minutes of football.
Definitely, I've always believed that these are the two teams that play the highest quality of football in the competition. But here's Siobhan Byron, unable to trap that one. And Cristiano Myers, as we mentioned before, one of their standout players,
Yep,
doing his job well there.
he will step up for this team, surely.
Yes, he'll definitely have to in the absence of Jardine Morgan today.
Brilliant bit of move there to keep possession by
Henry
KFA.
has started to, coming to the starting lineup a bit more towards the end of this regular season in the competition, and he's definitely proving himself to be a worthy starter in that middle of the park with Nikolai Banton. Byron unable to retain position there, and KFA can break. Now with Ishinro, who's fouled by Jump there.
Beautiful there by Banton to get away from Jump, but just couldn't keep it.
Wonderful work by Senior there. And he gets the pass to Tyler Falconer, who's unable to keep that one under control.
That was a beautiful switch though.
Great defensive work as well.
Yes. That midfield matchup today, we have the battle of the two number 8s, Nikolai Banton and Owen Jump,
Yes.
orchestrators for their teams. Surely a foul there, and the referee does call it. Byron adjudged to have judged his man.
Chess match. Lyle elected not to go to Falconer, finds Henry.
Beautiful.
Pass to Lyle.
Should be 1-0.
Smith should have contacted that one.
No, and
Morgan places it over the bar. That should have been 1-0. Could have been. But as of now, it remains 0-0.
a horrible miss from just inside the 6-yard box.
Great work, though, by KFA.
Beautiful football there on display. You hope that chance doesn't come back to haunt KFA as this match progresses.
We definitely know Mount Pleasant has the players to capitalize on that. Franco Celestin, of course, on the bench for this one, as well as Emerson Layas.
Surely they'll see some amount of this game in the second half.
Definitely, but with their depth and quality, probably not worried about the drop-off. But here's Tyler beating a couple of defenders, but Earl Dennis wins that one and clears for Mount Pleasant.
Not much for both keepers during this opening first half.
And those just the consequences of, when you're not making that many mistakes.
Indeed. Both teams been keeping the ball
well. Both tactically sound. Seems a bit of an issue here for not only Banton, but Kirwood in goal as well for
Mount Pleasant. Yes, and the Mount Pleasant coach seems to have called over his players to receive a bit of instruction. Marco Dean Spence, the Mount Pleasant second choice goalkeeper, also going through his paces if he should be needed in this first half. and play has resumed. Both teams back to their full complement, 11v11. Banton seemed to have walked off that injury. And Harwood in goal for Mount Pleasant seems to be moving just fine also. Free kick to KFA. Ball still in position with KFA. Robina Morgan. And he also wins a foul. Taken quickly, but dealt with by Mount Pleasant. And here they come, 3v3. Early shot taken there. The keeper was off his line, but no goal. Byron. Loses out. KFA have given a good account of themselves in this opening minutes of the first half so far. Haven't conceded a lot of big opportunities. Have done enough to just keep Mount Pleasant at bay, having themselves a couple good attacks, and this also
some shouts of penalty from some of the KFA players, but I just think he just needed to do better with that. From a mere 4 or 5 yards out, he really should have done better with that, Smith. We've seen him be clinical so far when he's been given a chance.
A missed kick of that proportion, 5 yards out. Again, the second big opportunity missed by KFA. Will that come back to haunt them in the long run?
There's Douglas. Unable to get past Senior, who's played well so far. Byron's header, unable to get that on target. Morgan.
Good work there by Byron on the defense.
Yeah, great defensive work.
Finch loses out. A double team there to keep Byron out of the penalty box. And position will remain with Mount Pleasant. Robina Morgan does well. And Finch comes across to help out his fellow defender there.
Bit of rough tackles there in the midfield. Ryan Campbell judged to have fouled Miguel Joseph. It'll be a free kick.
Referee maintain a bit of order in this first half.
Hopefully it doesn't boil over into anything even remotely close to what we saw in the previous game between Cavalier and Harborview.
I really hope not. Just want to see some good football in this encounter.
Definitely.
Byron gives chase. Couldn't connect there.
We're going.
Joseph, beautiful work there to keep possession. Now Douglas. Flinch comes out here to jump.
Easy, man. As a football easy. Why not so easy for me? Where I miss it that.
Lovely word though over the wing. Cross. And just gotten away by Senior.
Dealt with authority there. Nugent.
Nugent wins it back. Unpleasant, unable to find their way through this defense. But
Rabina
lovely
Morgan.
play though, nonetheless. And here's Dennis on the ball. Lyle wins the ball back from Hines. Now here's
Great
Damarius
fight there
Smith.
by Lyle.
It's out wide to Falconer. And he has ball picked away from him. Gibson, lovely work there. Jump, finds Byron.
Shot block at the source. Now Lyle. One time pass, sorry.
Harewood comes out and does well
Takes
to get it
his-
away from Falconer, but he takes out his man in the process.
Gibson there stuck between two KFA players. Loses out. And the first caution of this encounter will go to the captain of Mount Pleasant, Owen Jump.
Akiri Senior so far, the number 22 for KFA at centre back today in place of Jadid Morgan. He has been astounding so far.
Exceptional. And again, we said that someone needs to step up, especially in the defensive area against this Mount Pleasant team, and he has been that person.
He's
He has
definitely,
dealt with the danger very well.
and he's also really, really good on the ball.
Very composed, very relaxed, indeed.
Helping to fill the void, of course, left by Captain Jadine Morgan, who has
Indeed.
been one of the standout players so far in this competition.
Yep. "37 minutes gone in this encounter. Still 0-0 between KFA and Mount Pleasant Academy. Chances for both teams early on out. KFA probably having the better of the chances, but couldn't convert from 6 yards out on both occasions.
Smith will definitely need to take his chances should one more come his way.
Indeed. Haven't seen much of this man on the ball. Man over the free kick now, Nikolai Banton. The orchestra in this KFA midfield.
Here's Jump, has time and space to turn.
A lot of time and space. Still Jump.
Finds Nugent out wide. And Jump wins, I think, a free kick.
Free kick here from Mount Pleasant, indeed, yes.
Would have definitely come in handy to still have Jamari Nolan, who was, of course, transferred recently to Toronto. Toronto's academy, the third tier team in the MLS.
Second chance
Douglas with a header.
and that's it. 1-0 to Mount Pleasant.
Deserved goal. Jaheim Douglas has been fantastic this season. And yet another goal for the young man. And with just 5 minutes to go, heading into the break, you have to say that the lead is deserved.
Yes, indeed. And the first free kick attempt got blocked, but the composure and technique needed to get that ball back into a dangerous area was there. And from then on out, Douglas applied the finishing touch. And again, we mentioned it after those first two missed opportunities. And we're just about to begin the second half between Mount Pleasant and Kingston Football Academy. Both teams are out, but missing the referee and the linesman. So we are having a bit of a delay here as we await the referee personnel's presence. Just a reminder of the scores: 1-0 favor of Mount Pleasant Football Academy. Goal scored by Shaim Douglas. And please stay tuned for the third and final game for today between Montego Bay Football Academy and Ballers Academy. And the on-field referee has made his appearance, so this game will be underway in a matter of minutes. Mount Pleasant lead this fixture 1-0 thanks to a strike from Shaim Douglas. And Mount Pleasant Football Academy gets this second half underway. Byron wins that header, and it comes out to Gibson. Goal scorer Douglas. That chance blocked there by the KFA defense. And we're ready to resume. Referee seems to have forgotten his match credentials. Owen jump to take the first corner of the second half for Mount Pleasant. When Jump was cautioned in that first half, so he'll have to go through this 45 minutes with caution. A technical midfielder, and that's a scuff shot, or is it a pass? Works out for Joseph, but here comes Rabina Morgan. A tackle and a half there. And Dennis will pick up the second yellow card of this fixture. A bit of dissent there towards the referee. Think he saw nothing wrong with that challenge by Hines. Made it known to the referee. Douglas, beautiful work. Gets it out to Nugent. Still Nugent. Shot there deflected and it's safe for the goalkeeper who distributes it well. Still more pleasant keep possession. Gibson. Douglas back to Gibson, but it's cleared before any real damage, and Mount Pleasant will receive a throw-in. Douglas making some brilliant moves there to get himself free into the penalty area. Tries a low-driven cross, but no teammate there to receive. Cena loses out there, but it won't be costly as his defensive partner shoots that one out. And KFA seems to be forced into a substitution here as Nikolai Banton trucks off on this touchline. His race has been run. And the number 24, Stewart, makes way. Banton comes sixth on the touchline here to receive some treatment after being substituted off. Hasn't seen him much in the match. Wonder if that's due to some injury. Saw him being taken off just now. And Stewart will oversee and negotiate an equalizer for KFA. Gibson. Now to Douglas. Nugent. To Byron. Still Byron. Nugent.
Which is smart.
Nugent gets past one. Couldn't get around two, but will receive a corner kick. KFA hasn't been able to keep good possession of the ball here in the second half. Mount Pleasant has set up shop, as they say, in the KFA half. Miguel Joseph gets it back to his keeper, Harwood. Finds Flinch. No jump. And KFA has a player down. Ryland Campbell here, number 13, goes down for KFA. Seems to be in some cramp. And the referee comes over to assist. Calls the medical over. A bit of cramp there for the KFA man. Seems to be okay now. Still 1-0 in this encounter. Goal coming in the first half. Goal scorer Jaheim Douglas from Mount Pleasant Football Academy, who look to be making a double substitution anytime soon. Nugent loses it but Jump recovers. Jump battles well to retain possession. Flinch had options but played it to neither of them. And now Lyle tries to give it to Morgan but loses out. Morgan fouls Joseph in the process. And KFA has, I think it's Ryland Campbell again. Could be mistaken. Hits the deck, and surely KFA will need to make a substitution. and McCoy replaces Campbell in the second half. The second substitution for KFA, as Banton was the first to make way. And here we have a double substitution also for Mount Pleasant Football Academy. Emerson comes in for Gibson. Miguel Joseph also makes way. For Jackson. Still early days, still just 1-0 scoreline in favor of Mount Pleasant. Free kick by Nugent, but it's harmlessly behind for a goal kick. Jump using his experience there to win a free kick under pressure. Jaime Douglas drives forward, tries to play a pass to Nugent, but is blocked, and Robina Morgan comes forward. Douglas, the player Joshua, fouled Morgan there and will receive a booking. Christopher Allen makes way for number 23, Tyree Scott. And his first contribution is to block an attempted free kick. Faulkner does well initially but can't get past Earl. Jaime Douglas has been the man of the match so far in this encounter. Having scored the only goal, is work rate and tenacity for the Mount Pleasant team has been great. Emerson surveys his option, gets it out to Scott. Raheem Douglas. Now Emerson. Has 3 for company. Does well initially but loses out. Haven't seen much of Jamon Lyle in this second half. He's been kept quiet so far. He's one of the danger men for KFA. Would love to get him more on the ball. Who we have seen is Robina Morgan, though. He has looked lively and threatening, but not his partner in a crime, Jamon Lyle. Here comes Mount Pleasant. Nugent. Jackson there tried to use the ball and the little bit of space he had, but couldn't in the end. KFA now, and the referee has stopped proceedings. Retake the goal kick to be retaken. And the goal scorer Jaheim Douglas makes way for Thierry Morel. Byron did well initially but couldn't get his final pass away. Mount Pleasant though keeps possession in the form of Emerson. Tyler Faulkner, the striker for KFA, has dropped a little bit too deep just to get a touch off the ball. And KFA has a player down. The referee brings the game to a halt. Demarion Smith makes way for KFA, and he's replaced by Lewis. That's Keyshawn Lewis, a more attack-minded player. Will he be the spark that ignites this KFA comeback? They only need a goal for a point. Lyle to Lewis. Lewis involvement early on. Plays it to Farner. Partner to Lewis. Lewis is out, and Finch will bring this one forward. Out to jump. Now Nugent. Can't. Lewis. Comfortable. And the goalkeeper watched that one harmlessly behind for a goal kick. Another substitution on the way for KFA. Tristan Bethune will make his appearance. Partner. Oh no. That has to be 1-1, surely. And again, we mentioned in the first half, KFA will regret these missed opportunities. They had a couple in the first half, hitting the crossbar also, but just not anything threatening in on goal. And here comes Lewis. Still Lewis tries to get to his striker, but couldn't. As I was saying, KFA has had a couple of very good opportunities in the first half and even the second half, but just couldn't convert. Partner just now having a very good chance to make it 1-1. But fail to hit the target. Siobhan Byron there, almost in his defensive third, winning the ball off Keyshawn Lewis, putting in some defensive work as a striker. Always good to see. Would rather have him much higher up on the pitch scoring goals, but he's contributing positively to the 3 points that Mount Pleasant currently have, having this 1-goal lead. Jump. Jump boots that one in out of possession for a throw-in. And Franco Celestine will make his appearance in this second half. Jackson, the player to make way. This should be 2-0. Should be 2-0. And it is 2-0. Emerson punishes KFA for giving the ball away cheaply. And surely that will do for this fixture. The score is 2-0. My apologies for mentioning 3-0. But the score as it stands is 2-0 to the Mount Pleasant Football Academy. Second goal scored by Emerson. This Franco Celestine, his first touch. Still Celestine. Gets it to jump. Jump out to Dennis. Dennis balls over the top to Nugent, but Nugent can't keep it in play. Dennis, no jump. Celestine on defensive duties there for Mount Pleasant. Does well. Skip past a challenge. And another one. Referee call play back for a foul. Finch. Still Finch. Senior doing his defensive work to get that one out. Senior again, cleaning up at the back there. Dennis tries to find Scott. Finch loses it, and it comes out to Lewis. Lewis and Tyler Faulkner makes it 2-1. Mistake there by Finch gives KFA the chance, and the substitute Lewis plays a delightful ball across the penalty area to make it 2-1. And with 5 minutes to play, KFA have a bit of life here. Loose again. Oh, he's feeling it now. Wins the ball back high up the pitch. And the shot is comfortable for the keeper. A player down now for KFA, for Mount Pleasant, sorry, looks like Dennis. And he is in need of some medical attention. These closing minutes will be intense. And Dennis, with a shoe in his hand, has to come off to get some more treatment on this sideline. So Mount Pleasant Football Academy currently playing with 10 men. Lewis, shots off the upright and just out. Brilliant save there by the goalkeeper. Just over 2 minutes remaining, and KFA are looking dangerous. Emerson does well to skip past two. Teases his defender out here, but keeps possession with Mount Pleasant. Now jump. Harry Scott. We've now played 90 minutes. Moving into extra time now. Let's see how much more time the referee will add onto this 90 minutes. Scores 2-1 in favor of Mount Pleasant Football Academy. A late goal from Faulkner for KFA. And the referee has decided to add 2 minutes on. KFA have 2 minutes to find an equalizer. Mount Pleasant, they have 2 minutes to see out this result for another win. Corner kick, surely the last action. Lyle comes out to take this one. That was a chance just now. And surely that has to be it. Kingston Football Academy gave great account of themselves against a very good Mount Pleasant team. Missed chances in the first half. If KFA had taken any one of those chances in the first half, maybe, just maybe, the outcome of this match would have been different. Playing at the referee's discretion here, as we have reached the end. Franco Celestine, still Celestine. Beautiful ball. Emerson tries it and it's wild and off target. Still playing to the referee's discretion here. Whistle to the referee's mouth, and that's full time. It ends 2-1 in favor of Mount Pleasant Football Academy. A very good game for the neutral. Two very good teams. But that's all she wrote. Goals from Jaime Douglas and Emerson Lays from Mount Pleasant. And a late goal from Tyler Fortner for Kingston Football Academy in the second half. A little bit too late to salvage a point or a comeback victory for KFA. It ends 2-1, but don't go anywhere. We have the third and final match for you today. Montego Bay Football Academy goes up against Ballers Academy. Stay tuned.
Right now?